Do you find yourself emotionally unavailable or unattached to people, friends especially? This video is for you. Today I'm going to tell you how trauma can make you push people away. I used to be someone who used to think that women, I didn't like women. I would tell you that, women and their wahala is too much. Women are jealous, women backbite, women cannot be trusted. I used to feel that way because I had an encounter with a female friend of mine when I was a lot younger. And I really, really liked her and I thought she was my friend. Until one day I saw that she told me that she liked some particular guy who just come into town. And I mean, it didn't matter to me whether she liked the guy or not, because I wasn't interested in the guy. Then eventually, somebody then came and told me in front of her that the guy said he liked me. And this friend of mine, from the abundance of her heart, said, I don't even know what's in you that everybody likes. I knew he will like you. And that's what she said to me. And that statement broke my heart because it showed me her real heart towards me. And even if I was a lot younger, I mean, this girl, I used to sleep in her house. I used to spend time with her. I thought she was my friend. And just with the utter of that statement, I thought to myself, no, not again. So I broke that friendship systematically and I stopped being close to her. Now, unfortunately, because I was also very immature, I didn't say anything to her about it. I didn't tell her how I felt. Even till date, I have not told her how I felt and how that conversation shaped my reality around female friends. And so I got into university, all my friends were boys. I mean, I had a handful of female friends, but I had more male friends because I just felt like, one, I'm a boys girl. I just want boys. Their wahala is not too much. And with boys, they'll tell you, I don't like you if they don't like you. But girls will go round and round in circles. At least that's what I thought. And so when I started to find girls who want to be friendly with me, I'll cut them off because I was done. I wasn't ready for any of that wahala anymore. I wasn't ready for a friendship that would make me feel bad. And even when I did open up to other female friendships as well, there was still a lot of gossip. There was still a lot, because that was the mind that I had towards female friendships. So I kept on attracting it to myself. Why am I sharing this story? It blocked me for a very long time. Imagine, I don't even remember the people that I went to primary and secondary school with. Now, that's also trauma on its own, because I repressed a lot of the things that happened to me in that period because they were painful. And so my subconscious mind just put it to the side, to the point where I don't even remember my best friend's name in primary school or secondary school. And I know that I had them. Now, going into university, I was also quite guarded with friendships as well. Once again, like I said, I had a few female friendships, but I didn't open myself up to it so deeply, to having a friend that I can say, oh, this group of friends of mine, I've known them for 30 years or 40 years. I have maybe one person, but we're not even that close anymore, so it really blocked me from having female friends. And I'm sure that if you're listening to me, you can also maybe connect with it somehow, because a lot of women will say, oh, I don't have female friends. Women have issues. And I don't know where we got that thing from, but it's almost like we have put ourselves in this stereotype to believe that women are not meant to be trusted. Women don't support themselves. Women don't, whatever. Even if we say it's men, but inside us, we actually think that is women. We just are not able to come out to say it a lot of times. At least I couldn't. I'm able to say it now because I have such great female friendships. Once again, I'm not even able to say I have friends that I can say anything to. And vice versa, they can say anything to me and it stays with us. It doesn't go beyond that, because I had to change my mindset around female friendships. Different things happen to me. Maybe another time I'll share another girl friendship also that kind of broke me and that made me create a heart wall. Now, once again, why am I saying these things? The trauma that I had from what that lady said to me when I was a lot young. I was 16 or 17 or something. It wasn't more than that. I know it was before I got into university. That really shaped my mind around women and the kinds of friendships that I wanted to cultivate with women. You could find yourself in that situation as well. Some people, this can actually create some form of fear, right, in you. The lack of vulnerability, I hear it all the time. I can't trust her with my stories. If I tell her, she will tell everybody. In fact, I remember also I had a friend. I used to say to her that anything I can tell people in the marketplace, I will tell you. But anything I cannot tell people in the marketplace, I won't tell you, because she was a talker forever. If you tell her something, she will tell everybody else. And so I had to be very careful the kind of information that I shared with her. But that's just her. It's not 8 billion people in the world, right? And so because one thing happens to us, we categorize everybody else in that circle and say, everybody is like this. All men are, all women are, all this are. But that's not the truth. It's just the ones that you have met. Which then means that there's so many others that you haven't met who actually have a better a maturity level around friendships. Now, these are some of the things that it can help you. If you understand the impact of trauma on vulnerability, right? The fear of being open, because that's what vulnerability is. Just being open and sharing your true emotion. Now, as children, they didn't teach us how to, because we had to mask the way we really felt. We had to. Because if we shouted too much, mommy will say, why are you shouting? If we got angry, you get beaten for getting angry. If you throw a tantrum, you are scolded for throwing a tantrum. If you are hurting and crying, you are scolded for crying and feeling your real emotions. And so we've grown up not knowing how to actually tell people that this thing that you did really, really hurt me. And so we stuck it, feel it, keep it, and then we're growing and blowing and exploding and imploding with all these things that have really hurt us. And so rather than doing that, what do? You say to yourself, let me shut down and stay by myself and keep my things to myself. The chances are when you keep all those things within yourself, you will implode. And if you implode, that then means that you actually might really implode in such a way that you would have a terminal illness. It could be that your body will shut down and you start having all kinds of autoimmune diseases. It could be that your lungs will shut down or your heart. Let me tell you something. I'm going to read something out for you quickly. Now, I'm a should I call it an emotional code practitioner? As a practitioner, one thing that I've learned is that in my training, I learned that your emotions, especially the trapped ones, are trapped in different parts of your body, and they're trapped majorly in your organs and in your glands. And I'm going to read you a few things. So, for example, abandonment, betrayal, being lost, feeling heartache, insecurity, and vulnerability is trapped in your heart and your small intestine. When I learned this thing, but let me keep going. In your spleen or in your stomach, the trapped emotions that you have there, anxiety, despair, disgust, nervousness, failure, hopelessness, helplessness, the lack of control and low self-esteem. In your lung and your colon, you have crying, you have discouragement, you have rejection, you have sadness, you have sorrow. In your liver and your gallbladder, you have anger, bitterness, guilt, hatred, resentment, and there's still a little bit more. In your kidneys or bladder, you have blaming, dread, fear, horror, conflict, terror, feeling unsupported. In your glands or your sexual organs, you have humiliation, you have jealousy, You have longing, overwhelm, pride, shame, shock. Imagine all these emotions trapped in your body and you don't even know it. So, for example, my own emotions would have been, betrayal. Imagine where they were trapped and I didn't know. So, releasing these traumatic experiences and freeing yourself actually is a gift for you. It's not for the other person. It's a gift for your body to live better. I have this doctor friend of mine. He's an Indian man. He puts his hand on your pulse and he's able to read your body immediately and tell you what is deficient in your body and what I can't remember his name, but he's an Indian doctor. And he can tell you there's stress in your body. He can tell you you're overthinking. He'll tell you that you're not sleeping well. I mean, there's so many things that are available to us to know things now that ignorance cannot be used as an excuse. At least we have started to hear how trauma can block so many things from happening. Now, the first thing, like I said, is blocking you from being vulnerable. At least it blocked me. It blocked me from being honest with people to tell people that they really hurt me. I would just suck it up and say, let's just keep it moving. But I was hurt. They really, really hurt me. And I couldn't say it. But I held it and I created a wall around my heart so that nobody will hurt me like that again. Even if that wall at the time seemed to be protective, it's also so damaging because you're not able to open up and be real friends with people. Imagine how much you could have gotten just by being able to have deep, meaning relationships. Trauma, honestly, can take away that opportunity for us. Let me use that word. Trauma can take away that deep sense of belonging from us. Trauma can make us stop friendships that could have been so good for us because of the fear of let her not hurt me or let him not hurt me. Another thing that trauma can also do with friendships is that it helps you fear rejection and abandonment. You get very afraid or worried when your friends are friends with other people because you don't want to be rejected or abandoned because you were at some point in your life. Oh, I had a friend who had that big challenge and I thought it was so weird, but now I know better. If she was friendly with you, you cannot be friends with other people. In fact, she would ask me when I'm talking to other people, she'll come and literally ask me, what were you discussing with them? At some point, I used to say, what's your business? If you were meant to be part of the conversation, you would have been part of the conversation. If I had known what I know now, I would have told her, don't worry, you have a space in my heart. And that space is for you only. You don't have to feel anxious of being left alone. Because that's all she was trying to say to me without saying those words. And of course, I couldn't understand it because I didn't have information then. So now, if she said that same thing to me, I'll hug her and say, I got you, boo, and you've got your space in my heart. And I'm big enough to share. I would have used more comforting words than using insulting words that probably made her feel even more disconnected from me and worried that maybe this one too will leave me. And at the time, she was also an actress. So, maybe the fear of not having a friend to confide in, I don't know what it is, but that was what it was for her. And I've met a couple of people who also have told me that, I can't be friends with you if you're friends with other people. Once again, I told them off at the time, but I know better now. And so if you're that person and you find yourself in a place where you're very apprehensive and you're afraid that if I'm friendly with this person, she will go and she will never come back, and then again, I'll be alone. It's not true. It's the trauma that is speaking. And so when you can heal that side of you that knows that the right people will always be with you at the right time, and that it's okay for people to come and go, It doesn't mean that they're rejecting you or leaving you alone, just like maybe your father did or your mother did or your guardian did or your lover did. This is just another person who has the right to have other friends. So please make sure that you work through it so that you can allow your friends breathe, as they say. Let your friends breathe, knowing that you're okay with yourself, right? I know it's tough, but you can work through it. I promise you, if I could, you too can. Another thing is that I've realized is that internal conflict of, craving connection versus the fear of pain. So you want to connect, but you're afraid that you'll be hurt in the process. And this also used to happen to me. I would yearn for friendships, especially female friendships. And then I'll remind myself that, are you sure that this friendship is not going to lead or end in? Because I had quite a number of female friendships that really, really broke my heart, right? I remember one in particular, again, that I had gotten her this project and I thought that, we were together on it. But I don't know whether there was another agenda that I didn't see, or what it was. But she turned around and said, I don't want you on this. I don't want to see you here anymore. And that really broke my heart because I had just been fired from a job without even knowing what I did. And not to think that the person that I thought that would give me some emotional support also turns around and says, oh, by the way, also, I don't want you here as well. That really, 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 that did a bigger number on me, that I just said, you know what, done, no more women in my life, until I was delivered. So it was something that was so big for me. I really wanted to crave this. I really, wanted this connection, but I'm like, because the next friendship suffered for it. That's what happened. And I wasn't wise enough. I wasn't wise enough. And so I couldn't keep that friendship. But now I'm happy that I know what I know now. I'm happy that I know that it's okay for people to come and go, right? I'm happy to know that hurt is part of love. It is, because people will do things that you won't like, but you still love them regardless. You're not going to chase them away. So I extend that same understanding to the friendships that I have. They will come, they will say whatever, they will do whatever, but it's in my place to say, this is how I choose to be spoken to or treated. This is how I will respond in situations that happen to me, because I now know better. And if I can, once again, you too can. And maybe the last thing is how we let go of the fears, how to let go of your fears and have more faith, right? I went through therapy, and that's the truth. I went through therapy to love me, because I realized that I didn't love me, and so how could anybody else love me? I realized that I was not friendly with myself, so how could other people be friendly with me? I realized that I didn't like my own company. I run away from being by myself. In fact, I remember they used to call me cajoling, which is, can I come with you? That was my best line. Can I come with you? Because I couldn't stay alone. If I came home and there was nobody at home, I'll sit down outside until somebody comes back. Because I was really afraid of being alone. And so I really had to work through it. I had to work through knowing me and loving me and accepting me for who I am right now. And knowing that even if I might have some flaws or insecurities, on the flip side, I'm also very good just the way I am. I'm phenomenal just the way I am. I'm enough just the way I am. I have phenomenal coping skills just the way I am. And when people come and go, it is okay. Right? I'm no longer that child that felt unloved, because I did the work. I did a lot of therapy and hypnotherapy and autosuggestion, and a continuous growing process to let me keep telling myself how wonderful I am and stop expecting it from other people. Because when you expect it from other people, you will grow blue hair naturally. because even they are also looking for themselves and trying to find themselves. So please, how do we get around having friendships that work? Is by first loving you and knowing you and accepting you for who you are, plus flaws, because who isn't flawed? But then also, we'll look at flaws and we think they're bad things. No, they're just for us to learn and to grow and to expand. Because if you don't know bad, how do you know good? So we've got to know some of those things. Okay, or they say I talk too much. All right. Could it be that I get enough said when I need to say, just by changing that I talk too much to I get enough said? You feel better with yourself. So what are the words that you're saying to yourself that is making you feel bad? Because you're not in jail, but you have put yourself in jail by yourself with the words and the things that you say to yourself and the thoughts that you think about yourself. So release yourself today. And the friendship that you're looking for, that friendship is on the other side of the work that you're unwilling to do. And that work is you loving yourself. I promise you, it might not be something you were able to do. I couldn't change it myself. I sought help, found help, used the help to my advantage. And here I am having better relationships, and you too can. So if you do need help, send us a DM today. Okay, and let's help you getting better friendships in life, because you're worthy of it and you deserve it. Hi there, my name is Adeola Kingsley James. I hope that the videos that I've been creating are really helping you. Don't forget, subscribe, like, and turn on your notification bells. I look forward to hearing from you. If you have questions, send them to me. If you have challenges, send them to me. The reason why I exist is to help you, right? To live a better life. So don't be shy. Don't feel like you're bothering me or disturbing me. Send me DMs, send me messages so that we can reach out to you in return and help you through this process of life, because life is lifing for us all. Yes? Let me be your sister in the journey. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.